crypto markets can get really bad. I mean, sometimes you could even buy, at a higher price and then watch prices crash down and stay way below where you bought them for a very long time. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to handle those situations. We're going to talk about how to handle a bear market in general. And then, of course, we're going to talk about my favorite part of cryptocurrencies, which is the ability for you to still make money even when the prices are going down in a number of ways. So if you're new, welcome to the channel. What we do here is we cover cryptocurrency updates, news, tutorials, and we also cover investment opportunities and different ways you can stay successful in the space. So if you're interested in that kind of content, definitely subscribe. Would love to have you around. And don't forget to smash that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows what to do with it, okay? And of course, if you happen to be a returning subscriber, welcome back. Let's drive through. Okay, so before we get too far into this, couple things I have to say. First of all, I am not a financial advisor. Everything that I cover is me just basically showing you stuff that I'm already doing. And so you have to be sure to do your own research before you use any of these options or any other options I don't mention. Just make sure you do your research and that you have the, the general confidence and know how to get into all those things, okay? And then also another thing that I want to point out is that even though this video is about how to handle a bear market, I currently do not believe that we are in one yet. And so, yes, I'm still very bullish, and I just felt I needed to point that out. Then again, depending on when you are watching this video, we may already be in a bear market at the time, so scratch that last one. Okay, so market's going down, people are panicking, everybody's trying to sell. If you're new, you have no idea what to do in the market at this time. You're just wondering, you're asking people, hey, what do you think about the price of Bitcoin? What's going to happen next? Stuff like that. Couple things that you should do. Actually, there are 3 things that I recommend that you do in a bear market or when the times are hard. Okay. And we're going to take these things over in turn. First thing is to use stablecoins. So quick recap if you're not familiar with stablecoins. Stablecoins are backed currencies that are stabilized by assets that fluctuate outside of the cryptocurrency space. So in crypto, it's very common to see most of the stablecoins are backed by the US dollar. So they are pegged to the US dollar. So there are a number of stablecoins. You have Tether, that's USDT. You have the USD coin, that's USDC. There are a whole bunch of stablecoins. Okay, so let me paint you a picture here. Say you bought $500 worth of Bitcoin, and as we all know, you'd have that money in your account, and because the price of Bitcoin fluctuates, whenever you check your wallet, you'd see you either have more or less, okay? Now, say for example, that money grows to $2,000 in your wallet. You hadn't done anything at all, you just bought it at a good price, and then, the market went up. So now you've made a profit of $1,500. A very common question I get asked by most people is, what do I have to sell everything, or how do I get that 1,500 out or safe, in the market where it's like I've made this profit and I'm not losing it? Because sure, the same way you made 2,000 is the same way you could log back in and see it's now 1,000 in the next 3 days. So if you want to secure those gains, what you should do is, in that case, you want to move those profits into a stablecoin. So a common one and a favorite of most people is Tether, USDT. So much so that the term is, if you want to save your money, just Tether. So what you then do is you would take $1,500 worth of Bitcoin and sell that for Tether. Now what would happen is you'd have 1,500 fixed in USDT. And so even if the price of Bitcoin were to drop, you would still have $1,500 in USDT, which you can easily send to your bank, whatever financial institution you're using. If you happen to have a crypto card, you could, easily load that on that and use that on ATMs or to make payments or get around your life. But that way you've secured the money against the volatility. And so that is essentially what a stablecoin does. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. But then what you should know is, because you've then sold some of your Bitcoin, you have fewer coins. Because remember, you didn't buy new Bitcoin to get it all the way to 2,000. So what you did is, say if it was 0.5 Bitcoin, for example, that you had, and then you sold about 0.3, you have 0.2 Bitcoin that is still worth $500, which is the initial capital you put in. So if you're okay with that, then this is definitely something to do. Now, obviously, the whole aim of being in cryptocurrencies is to increase the number of coins. We want more coins because at the end of the day, the focus shouldn't be so much on the dollar value. The focus should be on how many coins you have. Okay, so sure, you could have, say, $25,000 in crypto today, and that's actually not up to 1 Bitcoin. Okay, so you still have a fraction of a Bitcoin, and you want to get to a Bitcoin because, I mean, everybody is just trying to get more and more Bitcoin. So this is where it gets really interesting, and this is actually one of the things I really like about crypto, is because of what you can do with it if you choose to stay in the asset that fluctuates. So if you choose to stay in Bitcoin, you know, damn it all, I'm just gonna risk it. I mean, I wouldn't advise that you don't take profits, but some people just don't. So if you're one of those people, then this is probably the best thing for you. So you want to then invest or move your focus to interest yielding platforms. Or you can call them yield earning platforms, depends, whatever name it is, they all do the same thing. And there are a couple trusted ones that I'm going to show you right now. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, we have Celsius Network. Celsius happens to be my favorite platform to do this right now because I think they're the easiest to do it with. Okay, a lot of platforms have different things that you need to do when you put your funds in just so that they start earning interest. The way the Celsius app is built, as soon as you deposit your money on it, it automatically starts earning interest. The important thing to note about interest yielding platforms is that they essentially operate kind of like banks do with fixed deposits and treasury bills. Okay, they are allowed to, while you have your money deposited, do pretty much anything with it, right? And then you also get rewarded in percentages of the profits that they make. And so it makes sense that the more money that you have on these platforms, the larger your interest will be every week. But again, do whatever it is that you can do that makes you feel comfortable. The last thing you ever want to do is put any money in crypto that you're not okay with having there. So if you're going to be panicking and worried that you have to sell next week, it's probably not worth it. Interest yielding platforms, in my experience, are for people who are thinking long term. If you're thinking a year to 5 years in cryptocurrencies and you just want to put the money down and have it grow, because it's a kind of hassle-free way to do it. Now, it's important that you understand that there are some platforms that would scam you, and so that's why it's essential that you have to do your own research. I'm only going to show you about 3 or 4 today, and these are the ones that I use and I personally trust and like, and I'll tell you exactly why I like all of them. So with Celsius, you can make your withdrawals at any time. Your funds are not locked in at all, except you were to initiate a loan, in which case you'd have to put some funds up as collateral. I'm not going to get into loans, that's a completely separate video, but it's definitely something worth checking out. With Celsius, I believe I get my notifications for interest every Monday, I believe. So first thing Monday morning at the start of the week, you get an email saying, hey, you've received rewards and this is the dollar amount that you got. Okay, so I think so far I've probably earned about $400 and something or so on my crypto, which isn't bad. So if we take a quick look at the website here, you can see you can earn up to 17% every week. And how it works is they say they give 80% of their revenue paid back to the community as weekly rewards on crypto. And that's pretty amazing because they're doing so well on the 20. You might say 80 is a bit too generous, but they are doing extremely well on the 20 and they've been holding up so well. And also you get 25% more if you choose to earn in their Cell token. Cell token is the native token for this platform, and honestly it's also a really good way to get some extra Bitcoin, because I would say a fair average for the Cell token is about $5 at this point, because I've been looking at the prices for a long time and it's kind of fluctuated between $4 and about $8. So say it is $4.50 and you're earning Celsius, and then it goes to $8 and you sell that for Bitcoin. That's another way to increase your coins exponentially. So you can earn with most cryptos. They have Bitcoin Dash, a bunch of them over here. And then another thing you should note is that stablecoins earn higher percentages because they're not subject to the same volatility that other coins are on. And so this is an interesting trick. If you were to do the first option where you actually switch to a stablecoin, you can still move your stablecoins over to these platforms and earn interest on them. My rule is that there should never be any dormant money in crypto. Your crypto should always be doing something for you, because that way you're going to get the most gains. Sure, it does expose you to more risk, so I mean you should also diversify amongst platforms, and that's why we're going to be looking at other platforms today. I'll put links to everything that I talk about today in the detail section of the video, and so I encourage you to check it out so you can see all the rates for different coins, and that way you actually know if you're going to buy a specific coin because of the amount of interest you can get, or if you already own some coins and you also just want to see how much you can make on them. And here's a bonus for you. If you do sign up to Celsius and you sign up using my link, the moment you do your first transfer of $400 and above, you're going to get $50 in Bitcoin for free added to your account. So hopefully that's a good incentive for you to sign up with my link. And also I want to say thank you if you do, because it does support the channel. Next up is Blockfi. Blockfi is another one that I really like. They pay out their rewards on a monthly basis, but you can easily at a glance see just the ideas of what you'll be getting with them. Okay, now things to note, interest rates do vary, and so every time new rates are put out, they will send you an email and just notify you of the changes. And at that point, it's your job to check out your portfolio and make sure that you are still getting like the very best interest in the platform that you're in. Okay, so quick one here, you can see Bitcoin is earning 5% interest, and let's just say they revise their rates and all of a sudden it's earning 4%. But then you find out Celsius is still giving 6.2% on your Bitcoin. Kind of makes sense that you should move your Bitcoin to where you'll get more money. But I'll leave that up to you again, okay? So Blockfi does pretty much the same thing. You can withdraw your money at any time. The only difference is you get your interest paid on a monthly basis. So it's a patience game. No need to check it. All you do, deposit, and that's it. It starts to work. And then obviously another place that you can earn interest is one of my personal favorites, Crypto.com. I talk about them all the time. If you've been following this channel, you've seen that. So you can earn interest on a bunch of tokens using Year and Earn version 2, Compound, Aave, and Cosmos staking. No lockup term and great returns. This is always a good thing to see because you do have the option to lock up your coins, and that could be annoying. Okay, so this is their DeFi earn. So that's if you're into DeFi already. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into that. Hopefully you already know about that. If you don't, drop a comment, let me know if you're interested, and I'll talk about it, okay? And at this point, if you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button if you like what's going on here. Next up, on the Crypto.com app. So this is the mobile app you can have on your phone. You can earn up to 8.5% on your crypto. Now, when you see these percentages, I want you to think about your bank and how much your bank pays you each year. If it's up to 1% or if it's up to 2%, consider yourself lucky because banks don't pay. So this is one of the reasons why the banking sector is so opposed to crypto, because it is so much more profitable for you to move your money into crypto and out of the banks. But then the fundamental thing is, for me, I always think we still need banks, because at the end of the day, you've made that crypto. Not everyone has access to the crypto cards. Well, not everybody owns them. And so you do still need to convert your money back to fiat, to your regular currency, to use it. So it's all important, it's all tied together. But up to 14% per annum for stablecoins, that's kind of amazing. So again, if you did the first step and you switch to a stablecoin in a timely manner, you could also still be earning interest on those stablecoins while you wait for the market to come back to a point where you want to buy in and continue to climb. Okay, so much to think about here. Again, links are going to be in the description. Now, the last one I'll cover is Nexo. Nexo, I find, is good for people in the UK and Europe. So gives about 6.9% APR and still 12% on idle assets, especially stablecoins. So I want you to think about the fact that, all these platforms are doing pretty much the same thing. These ones that I've shown you are the reputable ones that I've heard about and used myself, and I quite like them. So I encourage you to do your own research, decide where you want to go. You could start in one of them and gradually get different accounts on the others, because I find that a good way for me to also sleep peacefully at night is to have money spread out in different places. And that's because if anything goes wrong, at least I'm not all in one place. It spreads out my risk. So that's one thing that I like. I know some people just want to keep all the money in one place, and that's good on you. It's really up to you. But in crypto, it's more profitable for you to actually use these platforms as they come out, because sometimes you get access to some perks, bonuses, benefits, like random things that you wouldn't believe. I mean, Uniswap paid out 400 Uni tokens to everyone who'd used their platform at least once. That was last year, I believe. and uni got as high as what, $44. So if you think about it, there is a lot of benefit to trying out things and seeing what works for you. Okay, one, it will help you feel better because you're spreading out your risk, and then two, you also get to diversify and have different options and experiences as well. All right, so we are on to our final tip on what to do in a bear market, and without wasting too much time, that is to dollar cost average in. Now, I can't stress the importance of this enough, and if you've played all the other cards right, this is the perfect finisher. This is the one way that you're going to guarantee your success in the space. So you bought into crypto, let's say you bought into Bitcoin with this hype, and you bought in around 50K. And then now Bitcoin started going down, so you switched to a stable coin, say around 45,000. Now at today's prices, we're looking at Bitcoin at 36K. Now you've already been doing everything we've talked about. You switched to a stable coin, you're earning interest on your stable coins, so your money is still technically growing, and then you're just waiting for the market so you can buy back in. That is essentially the first step in dollar cost averaging. So if you have $10,000 that you want to put into crypto, for example, I wouldn't recommend that you just buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin at the same time. You want to, catch the market in bits. As the market is going down, you're going to get more coins for less money. And so we saw Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 30K. If you were to have bought say $2,000 or $3,000 worth of Bitcoin then, that'll be good. And then Bitcoin went all the way up again. It climbed up to about 35K. Now, the reason you're breaking this in bits is because you don't want to buy the dip and then suddenly see that the dip is still dipping. So you can't be sure exactly where the dip is, even though we do technical analysis and we have all those signs and we've drawn all the Fibonacci lines and everything. There's really no one way to guarantee, this is the bottom. Everybody is just really playing it by ear a lot of times. All you do is establish a bias and believe that that's how it's going to happen. And so rather than put all your money in and risk losing, those possible extra few coins that you could have gotten if you waited, you can break your money up into bits, dollar cost average, and buy into the market gradually until you're ready to say, okay, this is it. We're moving up. We're about to do this. And I assure you, and I guarantee that if you put all these three things together, you would have more peace of mind, more success, and more money in the crypto space than you would ever have imagined if you just panicked and sold because you saw one red candlestick on the charts and everybody else is screaming bloody murder or something like that. So that said, at this point, I want to remind you again, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you like this kind of content. And if you want to see more of my content, be sure to hit that little notification bell and select so you get all my notifications and you can see my videos as they drop. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has taught you a few things. Remember, all the links are in the details section of the video, and I'm going to show you what bonuses you get for using my sign up link if you do. So please, let's make this happen, okay? Peace and love to all you guys. I'll see you in the next drive-thru.